This story begins with a woman named Elara Quinn. Elara lived a quiet life in a coastal town carved from fog and stone. She worked nights cataloging rare manuscripts for the local archive. The kind of work nobody noticed, but that someone, somewhere, clearly thought mattered. She liked that anonymity, the silence, the soft hum of the old lamps, the smell of sea salt and dust. But silence rarely stays peaceful forever. One evening, she finds a book that no one has ever recorded. The cover feels warm, like it's alive. On the first page it says, "For the traveler caught between worlds." Inside, the book describes a strange place, a gate between the world of the living and the world of memory. A guardian watches the gate. He is called the Watchman. At the end of the book, there is a map, and it leads to the cliffs outside town. At night, she dreamed of waves that did not reflect the sky, waves that mirrored another world entirely. And she heard a voice whisper, "We remember you." So the next evening, curiosity overcame reason, as it so often does, and Elara followed the map. The sky was heavy with mist. The wind pressed against her coat like unseen hands. And when she reached the edge of the cliff, she saw something impossible. The sea had parted. Where there should have been water, there was instead a stone pathway sinking into a valley of shimmering light. Two skies hovered, one above her, dark and moonlit, the other beneath the glowing valley, stained with strange constellations she had never seen before. Between these skies stood a gate, tall, silent, wrapped in vines of silver and shadow, and beside it stood the watchman. He looked neither young nor old. His eyes reflected two worlds at once, one bright, one dim. His voice was calm, like the moment before thunder. "Elara Quinn, you've returned." She froze. "I think you have me confused with someone else." The watchman tilted his head. "No, but you have simply forgotten which side you came from." Elara felt the world sway. The air shimmered as though reality itself was trying to steady her. "Where am I?" The watchman smiled gently. "You are standing between the living and the echoes." He gestured toward the gate. Beyond it, Elara saw people walking, some made of flesh and breath like her, others translucent, like fading reflections. They walked together, side by side, as though unaware the other did not belong fully to their world. "Why am I here?" she asked. The watchman did not answer immediately. Instead, he studied her with quiet patience. Every traveler who comes here must choose which world they belong to. You are the only one who ever came twice. Twice. The word rang through her chest like a bell. "I don't remember coming here before." Memory is a fragile bridge. It cracks under the weight of regret. He raised his hand, and the air rippled, and Elara remembered. A car, a storm, a road rushing away from her. And then, a hand reaching through darkness. Her hand, pulling someone else back into the world of breath and blood. Her brother. She had saved him. At a cost she had never known she'd paid. She had crossed into the in-between once before. And the watchman had offered the same choice. Return to life, or become a guardian of lost souls. She had chosen life, and forgotten the rest. Until now. Elara staggered back. The cliff crumbled under her heel, but instead of falling, she simply drifted. Gravity hesitated here. Rules bent. "I'm dead," she whispered. The watchman shook his head. "Not entirely. Not yet. You are untethered, a soul in mid-step. You may return, but the path grows thinner each time." "Why bring me back?" Because the gate is weakening. He turned toward the horizon, toward the mirrored world below. Something from the other side has begun to cross without permission, and only a traveler who has belonged to both worlds may mend the breach. As he spoke, the sky beneath the valley flickered. Shapes moved. Too large, too many. Not quite human, not quite spirit. Things that wore the memory of people like masks. Elara swallowed. What do I have to do? The watchman regarded her for a long moment. Walk the gate, listen to the echoes, decide what belongs and what does not. But understand this, every choice you make will close one path forever. He opened the gate. Light poured around her like water, and Elara stepped through. Shadows. Voices drifted like falling leaves. Fragments of conversations long ended. A child laughed. A woman whispered goodbye. A man prayed. Each voice tugged at her heart like invisible thread. And then she saw them. The Unmoored. They moved strangely, glitching between solid and spectral, wearing human memories like ill-fitting clothes. They gathered around Elara, sensing the warmth of her still-living heart. One of them stepped forward, a woman with eyes like broken glass. "You remember the sunlight," the woman said hungrily. "Give it to us." Elara backed away. "I can't." The woman's smile cracked wider. "Then we will take it." The ground split open. But before the Unmoored could reach her, a hand seized Elara's wrist and pulled her into a side path paved with moonlight. A young man stood there, alive, very alive, breathing, solid, confused. "I think I'm dreaming," he said. Elara stared. "You can see this place?" He nodded slowly. "I was in surgery. They said I might not wake up." He looked around, astonished and terrified at once. "What is this place?" She took a breath. "A threshold. Between life and what comes after." His face paled. "Am I dying?" She hesitated. "Not yet. You're like me? In between?" The Unmoored gathered at the edges of the path, unable to cross the moonlight. "They want to wear us," he said softly. Elara nodded. "We have to keep moving." Together, they traveled through the gate's winding corridors, guided by the faint echo of the watchman's presence, a gentle gravity tugging at their choices. Along the way, the young man, whose name was Noah, told his story. A musician, a brother, someone with roots he didn't want to tear out of the living world. And Elara realized something. The Unmoored were not monsters by nature. They were memories that no longer had a home, people forgotten, stories untold, nameless grief, and something in the gate had weakened so badly that even the past itself was trying to cling to life. At the center of the in-between, Elara and Noah found the tear. It shimmered like cracked glass across the sky, reality splitting open. And through it, the Unmoored surged in endless waves. The watchman appeared beside them, not walking, simply existing. "This is the breach," he said. "To close it, one of you must anchor the gate from within. A guardian, a bridge, a soul that remembers both worlds." Noah looked stricken. "I don't want to die." Elara felt a strange calm settle over her. She thought of her quiet apartment, her brother, her unfinished life. And she thought of the book, left waiting on her desk like a promise. She understood now. "I've already crossed twice," she whispered. "That means I don't belong fully in life anymore, do I?" The watchman did not answer. He didn't need to. Noah turned to her. "You saved your brother once," he said gently. "Maybe this time you save everyone else." The Unmoored screamed. The tear pulsed, and Elara Quinn made her choice. She stepped forward. Her heart grew weightless. Her breath softened, and she anchored herself to the gate, not as a prisoner, but as its guardian. The tear sealed. The unmoored dissolved into gentle echoes, memories reunited with silence, and the in-between grew calm again. When Noah woke in his hospital bed, the first thing he remembered was the sound of waves, and a woman's voice saying, "Go home." He lived. And sometimes, when music drifted through an open window at night, he swore he felt eyes watching kindly from somewhere beyond the veil. The watchman still tended the gate, but he was not alone anymore, because now Elara Quinn stood with him, traveler between worlds, guardian of forgotten stories. And when lost souls arrive, half-remembered and afraid, it is her voice they hear first. You are not lost. You are only crossing.